Hi there, what's up guys? My name is Matti Sulanto. I'm a photographer and a Lumix ambassador based in Helsinki, Finland. In this video I'm gonna go through the Viltrox EF-M2 adapter that I started a couple of videos ago, and now I'm gonna finish it and tell you about the sharpness and everything. I already made my first impressions like a week ago, and now I've been using this adapter more with the updated firmware, which seems to be working, fine. This adapter, let's go through it one more time. This is so-called speedbooster type of adapter. The focal length multiplier is 0.71, and it has 4 lens elements in 4 groups inside it. And it will also add one stop of light of light to your Canon EF lens. One extra bonus here is that it will also protect your sensor with its lenses when you are changing lenses, so I think it's more like confident to clean the lens than the sensor of the camera. Alright, before I go through the sharpness and autofocus and all that, let's check out the lenses that I had one more time. I was using this Sigma 18 to 35mm f1.8 zoom lens, and also the Tamron 35mm 1.8 and the Tamron 85mm 1.8, which is attached to the Sigma Lumix S1R for a reason that I will explain in a moment. These were the 3 lenses that I tried, and now let's go and check out the autofocus performance and the sharpness and all that. Alright, let's start with the autofocus performance. All in all, it's not as fast as the native Lumix performance, because with native lenses, any Lumix camera or pretty much any Micro Four Thirds camera will focus really fast. This is noticeably slower and not as reliable. I found when I was using only single autofocus point that near the center of the frame the focus was more reliable than towards the edges of the frame. If I placed the autofocus point near the edges of the frame, it would not be as reliable as in the middle of the frame. And sometimes the focus just wouldn't get a grip no matter how I pressed the autofocus button, and sometimes it would show me the green light, but I could clearly see that it was not in focus, even though the green was light, the light was green, and everything was like okay, but still it was clearly out of focus. And also one more thing about the autofocus. With this Sigma 18 to 35 at its widest focal length, this will not autofocus on anything that's something like 20 meters away or further than that. But it's not that it wouldn't focus at infinity. If I manually focus, it will go to infinity without any problem. But the autofocus will not just focus really on anything that's a bit further away. And then the sharpness, which is of course one of the major things on any lens. Generally the sharpness was in the middle of the frame. The sharpness was alright, but especially wide open, it was not clearly as good as if any of these lenses were mounted on any Canon body without any adapters. But when I stopped down to about f2.8, f4, then the sharpness was actually pretty good across the frame. I was surprised how good it was. But I had one problem, and I suspect some of the lens elements, or one of the lens elements inside the adapter is not aligned properly, because the lower left part of the frame was clearly not as sharp as the rest of the frame, especially at wide open apertures. Naturally, I suspected also that maybe it was in the lens the problem, but I mounted all the lenses also to my Lumix S1R and I tested the lenses and all the lenses were fine. So the problem has to be in the adapter. I also got a little bit like a mixed performance. Sometimes the results were really good, but sometimes I was really disappointed of the outcome. So I'm left a little bit like mixed feelings with this adapter because it's a little bit like unreliable, unpredictable, the performance. And when I'm taking pictures, I can't be quite sure what will come out afterwards. And one thing I found out that when I was shooting something that was relatively close, say between minimum focusing distance and 1-2 meters, the results were a little bit better for some reason, and that applies to all these lenses that I used. So does this make any sense? Well, I think if you already for some reason you own a lot of Canon EF lenses, or maybe you own another system or something, and then you are also using a Micro Four Thirds system, then it might make sense because this Viltrox adapter is only about $200 or euros, so it's not really that expensive. It's money, but it's not extremely expensive. But other than that, I don't see much sense in this because there are so many great native lenses for Micro Four Thirds cameras. And also look at the difference. I mean, now I put the Tamron 35mm f1.8 on this adapter, and here I have the Lumix G9 25mm f1.7. They are the same equivalent now when the Tamron is with the adapter. So look at the size difference here. I know there is a little bit of difference what comes to the maximum aperture, but still, I mean, and the autofocus with this Lumix is dead reliable and fast and all that. So yes, I have to say I was not that impressed with this adapter after all. What about you guys? Have you used either Viltrox or some other speed booster type of adapter on your Micro Four Thirds camera, and what kind of experiences you have? Please let me know in the comments down below. Please also remember to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and give thumbs up and all that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.